Yeah, my first like real show was when I was in Gainesville. My friend was kind of curating this gallery. Yeah, it was like a whole month running. It was like a real gallery, so it felt really professional. And I remember inviting, like, my parents came up, and I mean, it was a packed house. I had like a bluegrass band playing in the corner, and I mean, it was so crazy back then because I was still in college, and like even my professor came and she was like, "Wow, this is really cool that you got to do this," before I even graduated from college. So it was, it makes you feel like you're already doing well before you're done with school, which is kind of cool. I dropped out of high school really young, but my dad was living in California, and I was probably like 18 or 19 years old, and he called me and wanted me to go to college. So I flew out to California to start doing graphic design school. I was doing a lot of graffiti out there with a couple of people, like, writing graffiti. So graphic design and topography kind of like goes hand in hand a little bit. But then I left California, went to Gainesville, and just started studying whatever I could. Like, I studied painting, drawing, art history, just like printmaking, just about anything that I could get my hands on. Like cutting out the shapes, I started doing that when I was pretty young. I saw this old lady on the side of the road in Florida, and she was like selling these really simple, tiny folk art paintings, super simple look to them. And when I saw it, I had a jigsaw at home that I used to cut stuff off, like when I made skateboard ramps or whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna do cutouts, but make them really simple, like this lady did. So I guess the stuff I do now is a little bit more evolved than what I was doing back then. It would just be like a dog head would be like a square, and I would just write dog on it. Totally. Like when I was a kid, it was just like that's one thing that I did was like try to draw comics or cartoons. And, yeah, I was a huge like sci-fi kind of geek, I guess. The main guy that I work with, collaborating with, is James Hargett. He is a comic book artist, which is he's really good, phenomenal. So I think, like, I'm like so folky compared to what I would like to do, but what he does is exactly what I wish I could do. So he does the part that I wish I could do, and I do the part that he wishes he could do, because it's like two different worlds. It's exactly what I always wanted. When I work with him, I get the looks that I want, and every time I like bring up something, he's like totally down with it. And every time I do something to his work, I always feel like I'm destroying it. And I bring it to him, and he's like, "Oh, this is great." So that's the best collaboration, I guess, person that I've worked at collaboration on with. This technique that I'm using right now, I learned this from watching Cooper Sanchez, which is a really badass in the art world here in Atlanta. I remember going out to his studio and just watching him use this like ink dropper and ink technique, and I fell in love with it, and I use it like crazy now. John Tyndall works with Michimiko. They're like two fat southern boys that paint, and their stuff's really inspired me as local artists, just because what they've done in the scene and outside of this city. I definitely want to start something again that's this time really for the artist, not try to get rid of that whole business aspect of a gallery or worrying about making money. I just want it to be fun, and where artists can show their stuff and kind of not have to worry about sales or commissions and all that jazz. I have a website. It's just www.emerart.com. I have like a shop on there or whatever through Etsy, and which I probably sell more stuff on Facebook than I do through my website, which is kind of funny.